Hello everybody, I am your friend and teacher from 3S Yoga. I'm so happy to do a nice, strong Vinyasa for you guys today. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you brought your energy and your fight. It might not be that bad. Okay, we're gonna start in child's pose. Wipe off your mat. You might need a block for this. We're gonna be doing some twisted chairs, some twisted crescent, and some half moons, some twisted half moons. So you might enjoy a block. You can grab some books or a firm pillow, or you can just float, or you can touch the ground, whatever makes you happy. Starting child's pose, you know me, I like nice wide knees, but it's up to you. Your toes are together, your knees can be wide or together. And go ahead and release your head down. You stay right here in child's pose, and I'm going to talk to you. Relax your forehead and your jaw. Take the tenseness out of your thighs and your glutes and try to relax a little bit down deeper, letting your belly fall closer to the ground. Let the tension and the stress glide back and down off your shoulder blades, falling off to the sides. Slowing your breath. Taking the time for yourself today to connect your breath, your body, and your movement. Make your way up onto all fours. Knees under hips, hands underneath your shoulders, cat-cow. Drop your belly as you inhale, glance up. Pause here for a second. Let your chest lift, the crown of your head lift, your tailbone lift, and let your triceps rotate back. And just rock around a little, front and back, side to side. Wiggle your booty. Feel the stretch in your belly. Press into your hands to lift up. And then when you take an exhale, you're gonna let your belly pull towards your spine and your head drop down. We're gonna pause here for a moment, pressing into your hands so you can feel your shoulder blades separate from each other, getting a nice stretch. Let your head hang down. Let your tailbone start to point towards your knees. Inhaling as you look up. And exhaling, your belly pulls toward your spine and your head releases down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Take a few more on your own. As your belly moves towards your spine, this time let your butt move back towards your heels. And as you come back up, move into your cow, move into your cow. Exhale your belly towards your back and press your butt back to your heels. And inhale, move forward into cow. Exhaling, press it back. Making it fluid. Move into cow. I won't say that again. Exhaling. Move. Okay, I had to. And move it around. Take your fingers and point them back towards your knees and rock back and forth, stretching out your wrists. Move your hands, your fingers to face towards each other. Rock back and forth. Come onto the top of your hands. Woo. And rock back and forth. Come back towards the middle. Take your left arm out in front of you and exhale as it squeezes to your hip. Inhaling forward and exhale, squeeze it to your hip, pulling your oblique in. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. Inhale forward and exhale, squeeze. Release your hand down, right side, lengthens forward and exhale, squeeze it to your hip. Inhaling forward, squeeze it in. Inhale forward, exhale, pull your side body in, making a rainbow shape. Last one. Both hands down, lengthen your left leg back, and exhale, squeeze it in towards your tricep. Inhale, circle it back, and exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Release it down, other side. Lengthen it back, press into your hands. Exhale, squeeze it in, rainbow out your side body. Inhale it back. Exhale, circle it around, squeeze it towards your triceps. Inhale it back. Exhale. Inhale. Connect your breath and your body movements. Inhale and release it back. Tuck your toes under, sit back on your heels, walk your hands back. Open up your fingers. Open and close. We're bringing the heat into your hands, your wrists, your forearms. We're getting a toe stretch. If it's too much, just untuck your toes and start to speed your hands up. It's a good time to ignite your Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out of your nose. On your exhale, it's creating a bit of an ocean sound. And release it down. Hello, toes. Walk your hands forward. Tuck your toes under and press back into downward facing dog and pause. Your heels move a little bit out as your inner thighs pull back. Nothing crazy. Your heels are just hiding behind your ankles. And then your triceps rotate down. Lift your right leg up, press your left heel down. Let your right foot extend back. And switch sides. Your left heel is pulling back as your right heel presses down. And bring it down. Come all the way up onto your tippy toes and walk your feet up towards your hands. And take a ragdoll, bending your knees. Let your torso rest on your leggy legs. Grab your elbows, release your head down. Let the weight of your skull and of your elbows help pull you a little bit deeper. Releasing your mid back, right underneath your shoulder blades. And rock side to side. Release your hands. You can start to straighten your legs. If you're super tight, you can use your block or anything that you want to let your hips glide forward, glancing towards your belly button for a little low back release. Bring a bend into your knees and slowly, slowly, slowly roll all the way up to standing shoulder blades. Move back and down your back. Palms shine forward. Press into your feet, lift up through the crown of your head. Relax your glutes. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths together. Inhale into your nose. Open your mouth. Inhale. And open. Last one, inhale. And open. Inhale, hands lift up to the sky. And exhale, swan dive towards your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingers move towards your shin as your back is nice and straight. The top of your head pulls forward and your booty moves back. Pull your belly in towards your spine. Place your hands down and step back into a high plank. Pause for a moment and breathe. You can put your knees down, or if you're already warm, you can exhale into chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog, shoulder heads move back. Tailbone is tilting to face between your ankles to get an upper back bend, not a low back bend. Belly pulls in, hips lift back and up, downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or float up to the top of your mat. Inhaling up, exhaling, fold. Inhale all the way up, and exhale your hands to your heart. My little pretties, let's do 2 more just like that. Inhale up, exhale, release. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step back into plank and pause. Triceps rotate back. Press into your hands. Chest is moving forward through the frame of your arms and heels are pressing back. Exhale forward into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Exhale to the top of your mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale your hands into your heart. All the way into it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Hips glide forward, weight in your toes. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhale, step back into plank and pause. Move your shoulders forward and down as your elbows hug back, chaturanga. Inhaling into upward facing dog, shoulder heads pull back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot in between your hands, release your back knee down, untuck your back toes, bring your hands onto your thigh. Press into your hands to pull your hip away from your thigh. Let your right hip move back as your left hip rolls forward. And then your pelvis scoops up. Get you to stretch your hip flexor. Lift your arms up. Your right hand takes your left wrist and pulls it over towards the side. Your left hip is still gliding forward. Making the rainbow shape again with your side body. Come back towards the center. Release your hands down. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee, step back into down dog. Step your left foot forward. Release your back knee down and tuck your toes. Hands to the left thigh. Pressing in. Left hip pulls away. Right hip moves towards your left knee. And then your pelvis scoops under. So your tailbone is pointing down towards your knee. It's not going to, but that's where you're moving. Lifting your hands up. This time your left hand takes your right wrist, palm is facing down as you lengthen over to the side. Your shoulders moving away from your ear even though your fingers are pulling away. Inhaling up. Releasing your hands, tuck your back toes under, and your right foot is going to step forward to meet your left foot. Forward fold. We're staying here for a moment. So find a comfortable position and breathe in and out of your nose. Bring a little bend into your knee. Pull your belly in and up as you start to roll all the way up, nice and slow. Your shoulders and then your head are the last things to lift. And rise. Taking a moment in Tadasana. Mountain pose, find your strength. Find your feet connect to the ground as they root down further than the ground. Little bend in your knees. Inhale, sit back into chair. Check down, make sure you can see your toes. And then again, just like before, we're pushing our pelvis forward. So it's like it's scooping like this. That way, instead of keeping your low back open like that, it goes like this. And it straightens out your spine. It takes pressure off of your low back. If you have low back issues, that's más importante. If you have low back issues too, you might be more comfortable with your hands at your heart. And exhale, release, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump. Move through your vinyasa or skip it and go straight to down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, keep your hips neutral. Exhale, your knee to your nose. Pull it an inch higher, press into your hand, belly moves towards your spine. Step your foot between your hands and inhale up into warrior one. Pause here for a moment. Your hips are moving towards neutral, facing forward. They won't get there because your foot is at a diagonal. But it's more about what we're moving towards. One more inhale. And your exhale releases you. Option for a three-legged chaturanga. Exhaling down. Left leg lifts. Pause for just a moment. Exhale your knee to your nose. Pull it in a little higher. Pull it in a little higher. Step it between your hands. Back heel pivots down. Inhale up. Warrior one. Pull your front ribs in a little bit. Relax your shoulders down. Biceps are moving in line with the ears. Pinkies start to rotate towards each other. This externally rotates your shoulders. Awareness in your breath. One more inhale. And your exhale releases you through your vinyasa or straight to down dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Exhale to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. And exhale, up to standing. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold, hips glide forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, take your vinyasa. It's okay to put your knees down. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, your knee to your nose. Inhale it back to straighten back. Exhale to your nose. Inhale, lengthens you. And exhale, squeezes. Going at your own pace. Your next exhale, bring your knee to your nose, step your foot behind your hand, and inhale, warrior one. One more inhale. Exhale, release, vinyasa. Left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Going at your own pace. The next one, keep it at your nose. Step it through. Inhale, up. Warrior one. And release it down. Step it back. Take your vinyasa. Take 5 breaths here. Bend your knees, look forward, exhale, step or jump. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, up to standing. We're gonna do the B series, 1 breath per movement now. Inhale, chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale to step it through. 1 inhale lifts you into warrior one, and your exhale releases you into your vinyasa. You can always skip that and go straight to down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale to step it through. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, vinyasa. Vinyasa actually just means to connect your breath and your movement, but it's become slang for chaturanga, up, dog, down dog. Take a little break, knees wide, child's pose. Okay, bring your knees back under you. Tuck your toes under, press back into down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts and exhale. Step it through your hands. Inhale, up into crescent pose. Your back heel's off the mat, all your toes are facing forward. Your hips are moving into neutral, all hips facing forward, which means your right hip pulls back, your left hip moves forward, and your pelvis scoops under. Bring your hands to your heart. We're moving towards twisted crescent. Taking your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. It's okay to put your knee down here. If that's your style, that's what you need today, that's fine. Press your right hip in towards the left. Now bring your weight into your right foot. And see if you can step your left foot up to meet your right into a twisted chair. Weight in your right foot. Step it back, twisted crescent. Step it forward, twisted chair. Step it back, twisted crescent. Twisted chair. Twisted crescent. One more, twisted chair. Twisted crescent. Inhale up, crescent pose. Bringing your hands towards your heart. Move forward, warrior three. Head and heel pulling away from each other. Belly absorbing up into your spine. Release your left hand down and bring your right hand to your low back, your sacrum. You can use a block or your books here, or you can just rest your fingers wherever you are. You can stay right here, or you can lengthen your right arm up to the sky in a twisted twisted half moon. You can look down, or you can play with taking your glance up. Release your hands down. Walk your hands back in line with your feet. Standing splits. Point your left toes down towards the mat or 10 degrees in towards the right. If you want to get deeper, your hands walk in line with your toes and you bend your elbows out to the sides. If you want to play with balance, you hold on to your ankle, maybe wrapping your forearm around your calf. You're picturing crescent, bend your right knee, step your left foot back, inhaling up into crescent, and exhale, releasing through your vinyasa or straight to down dog. Inhale, your right leg lifts, and exhale, step it to the outside of your right hand. Pause here. Press your left thigh up into your left hamstring and slowly rock forward and back. Release your back knee down, untuck your toes, and come down into your version of lizard, which for me right now is pretty high. Your forearms could be all the way down onto the ground, whatever's your pleasure. Release your hands down. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your back knee. Take an optional vinyasa or go straight to down dog. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Step it between your hands and inhale up, warrior two. Your thigh is trying to get parallel to the mat. Warrior two is wider than warrior one. Your torso is facing directly to the side, but your head is glancing over your middle finger. Release your forearm to your thigh, side angle pose. Let your right hip move forward as your left hip rolls back, and then press your left thigh back into your left hamstring. If you like to bind, go ahead, or you can take a half bind just by taking your top arm and releasing it behind your low back. You can try to grab onto your thigh. If it hurts your neck to look up, don't look up. Look forward or look down. Hi, left side angle pose. Just the way it is. I also love you, just the way you are. We're picturing warrior two, so if you're in your bind, go ahead and come out of it. Exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten your front leg out. Step your back foot in about 6 inches. Pull your hips back, fingers lengthen forward. Hand moves down to your shin, triangle. Let your right butt cheek try to hook into your left upper thigh. And then your right side body, try to pull it forward. So you're taking that rainbow shape out of your spine that we were doing earlier. It's okay to be up nice and high. It's also okay to bring your peace fingers around your big toe. You're glancing now about a foot in front of you, bending your front knee, taking your hand about a foot in front of you, so when you lengthen out, your hand is right underneath your shoulder into half moon. Your toes are moving towards your face, your left toes, and your heel is pressing away. Ooh. This is a good place to use your block or whatever you have. Picture warrior two. Exhale. Bend your knee. Release warrior two. Pause just for a moment. Release your back hand to your back thigh. Inhale, reverse warrior. Get a stretch in your side body, letting your hip again pull away from your femur to get deeper. We're about to take a vinyasa, so cartwheel your hands down, lift your back heel up. Optional vinyasa or straight to down dog. Lift your right leg up. Step your right foot behind your right hand. We're moving into pigeon, so move your right foot all the way to your left shin. Release left hand, release your shin down, your knee right in line with your right. Try to keep your shin parallel to the mat if you can, even if that means staying up high. If you have a pillow or a block and your right hip is off the ground, you can bring that underneath your hip to keep it supported and resting, so you can relax the muscles and release your hip. We're trying not to clench it. And just like in crescent and most of the poses I've been saying, first your right hip pulls back and your left hip rolls down. And you're gonna get a different kind of stretch in here. You can lower down onto your forearms if that's an option for you. Relax your forehead, relax your jaw. And let yourself release and rest. Let go of that tension that we've all been building up for this seemingly forever situation. If you want a quad stretch, come back up onto your hands, let your back foot move towards you, and see if you can grab onto it with your hand. Let your shoulder roll forward, and your foot can pull back. Without letting your foot flop out, release it. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step it back, downward facing dog. body and just pay attention to how your legs feel right now. We've done lizard and pigeon on the right, so see if that feels different than your left side. Lift your left leg up. Step your left foot between your hands. Inhaling up, crescent pose. Hips move towards neutral. Pelvis scoops forward. Front ribs nib back. Back lower ribs lift up. Let a little curve show up on your lips into a smile. Bring your hands into a prayer and take your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. It's okay to put your knee down. If you put your knee down, you can stay here. You don't have to do the twisted chairs, but whatever you guys did on the other side, feel free to explore on this side or explore something else. That's cool. Imagine someone comes over and taps your butt in towards the right. You're going to get a deeper stretch on the outside of your glute into your hamstring and hip. Hands are pressing together to lift your heart up towards your hands. Glancing down, bringing your weight into your left foot. Step your right foot in to twisted chair. Whew. Bring your weight into your left foot. Step it back, twisted crescent. We know where we're going this time. Step it forward, twisted chair. Step it back. Step it forward. Step it back. One more. Step it forward. Step it back. Inhaling up into crescent pose. Gotta straighten my leg for a second there. Bring your hands into a prayer. We're moving towards warrior three, so start to bring your weight forward. You can step your foot forward if you need to, or you can pop on up into warrior three. Let your left hip drop down a little bit. Ooh. Pull your belly up so you're not dropping into your left leg. Release your right hand down and bring your left hand towards the small of your back. You can stay right here, or you can lift your arm up. Try to keep your head and heel pulling in opposition and keep a little bend in your standing knee. You can look up to the side, or you can keep looking down. Take your top hand down, moving into standing splits, walking your hands back in line with your toes, wherever you can. If you want to balance, you take your hand to your ankle and play with taking the other hand as well. Here, picturing crescent, bending your front knee, stepping your right foot back, inhaling up into crescent. And exhale, release into a vinyasa, or straight to down dog. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Step it to the outside of your left leg. Keep your right leg straight for now. The back of your right knee is pushing up towards the sky. Chest is pulling forward through the frame of your arms. And gently rock forward and back. Drop your back knee down. Untuck your toes. Coming into your version of lizard today. My version of lizard today is pretty high. I've been walking a lot and it's making me kind of tight. which is why this is so important. Come back up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee up and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Step it through the frame of your arms. You're coming up into warrior two. Glancing over your middle finger, let your shoulders relax down, pressing into your palms, pressing the air away from you, and then let your fingers pull away from each other. Relax your shoulders again. Up next, side angle pose. Releasing your forearm to your thigh. Coming into side angle. Press into your forearm to lift out of your shoulder. If you bind it or did anything on the other side, feel free to go for it here. Let your bottom hip move forward as your top hip rolls back. And then your right thigh presses into your hamstring. If you're binding, go ahead and release out of it. Meeting up with us in side angle. Inhaling up into warrior two and straighten your back foot. Step your foot forward a couple of inches. We're moving into triangle. Have your block ready if you need it for half moon. Let your right hip pull back as your left hands pull forward to bring you into triangle. Again, your left butt cheek is hooking in to your right thigh, and then your right hip is rolling open as your chest opens to the sky. Your left side body is pulling forward, so your crown of your head is moving this way. Might bring you up higher than you expect to keep a nice straight spine. If it hurts your neck to look up, don't. Relax your jaw. Breathe. Glance about 12 to 14 inches in front of you. Bend your front knee and bring your hand underneath your shoulder as you move forward into half moon. Your toes face gently down, so give a little bit of a movement in your hips to your hip rolls down just a little bit, but not too much. Chest pulls forward. We're picturing warrior two just for a moment. Bend your knees. Exhale. Step it back. Inhale into warrior two. Exhale here. Release your back hand. Inhaling reverse warrior. Oh, yes. Make sure your left knee is still pulling over your left ankle. So your left inner thigh is encouraging your knee forward and to the left. Inhale. Next, exhale, cartwheel your hands down, back heel comes up, moving through your vinyasa, or just meeting me in downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up. Left foot steps behind your left hand, and then it walks all the way over behind your right wrist, and then you drop your knee right behind. Your left wrist. Your shin is parallel to the front of the mat. As you can see, I'm your yoga teacher, and sometimes I'm really not flexible. And it's not about it, how flexible you are. It's the process. And it's taking care of yourself, especially when you least want to. So, good job being here today. Your left hip is pulling back as your right hip is rolling forward. It's kind of moving down towards the mat. So your right hip rolls down, it pulls your left hip back. Whew. It gets a little bit more on the outside. If you want a quad stretch, go ahead and come up onto your hands and bring your right foot towards your butt. I don't think I can do it on this side today. Bring your right hand to your right foot and pull your right shoulder forward. Wherever you are, coming back to your hands down, tuck your toes under, lift your back knee up, and step back, downward facing dog. Come up onto your tippy toes and step your hands all the way to the outside of your hands. We're moving into Vinyasa. So bring your hands into a prayer and your elbows are moving into your thighs. If you have a pillow or something and you want to chill out, you can sit down on your block and you can still press your hands together to move your elbows apart. If you're with me in this Malasana, you're letting your hips move down towards the mat and relax your glutes and lift your head and your chest up. Lengthen either your spine. Now relax your butt again. Press your hands together and press your thighs open. Opening up your hips. Keep making sure you're relaxing your hips. If you want to get deeper, you bring your fingers into fists, and that just gives more space to press open. You guys are total warriors today. You did so many warriors. You did so many vinyasas. You focused on your strength. You focused on your breath. You focused inward and on yourself. You took the time to be completely in the present. You didn't worry about the past or the future for an hour. And if you did the work to come back to your breath. Release your hands down. Straighten out your legs, walk your toes together. Come into another forward fold. Notice if this forward fold feels different than the other ones. Bring your toes, weight into your toes as your hips glide forward and glance towards your belly button. And go ahead and come all the way down into a seated position. Whew, that was fun. Let's take a butterfly stretch. Walk your hands forward today and just let your head rest down. Walk your hands back. Use your hands to bring your knees together. And you're going to lower back onto your back. We're going to do the Nadeya favorite labradoodle pose, where you bring your right knee into your right elbow and take a happy baby on the right side. And you let your left knee fall out into a butterfly. So it's just a hybrid of poses, which is why I call it the labradoodle. It's half happy baby and half butterfly. The bottom of your foot on the happy baby side is facing up towards the sky, and you're trying to make a 90-degree angle. If you want to get deeper, you take your right shoulder and you move it down towards the ground. If your left side needs to get more open, just take your hand to your thigh and press it open gently. Now straighten your right leg up, grab onto your right thigh, and straighten your left leg out in front of you. Nice and long through both heels. Grab on whatever you want. To get deeper, you take your right butt cheek and you actually move it down towards your right ankle. You can grab your toe if you want and open your leg out to the side, keeping your left hip moving down. Come back towards the center. Hug your knee into your chest. Hug it into your armpit and squeeze it deeper. Bring your right foot down by your butt and then let your right knee fall open to the side into butterfly. Bring your left knee in towards your armpit into happy baby. Your arm is on the inside of your leg, but your hand is on the outside of your foot. Your left shoulder is pressing down to get deeper. 90-degree angle. Straighten your left leg up. Straighten your right leg out, lengthening away from your face. Hold on wherever it feels good on your left leg. And move your left butt cheek towards your right knee. Grab onto your toe if you want, and bring your foot over towards the side. Bring it back to the middle. Hug your knee into your chest. Then hug it in deeper to your armpit. Bring it back to your chest. Bring your right knee into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Hug everything in super duper duper nice and tight. And exhale, release. Shavasana. You can turn this off now if you'd like. And take as long as a Shavasana as you'd like. Or you can hang out with me here, knowing that I will get you up in just a moment, so you can have your rest without worrying about sleeping through the rest of your day. Lift up your shoulders a little and move your shoulder blades down, and let your palms face up. Give a little space between your thighs. Let your feet open. Relax your forehead. Release your jaw. Let your body use this well-deserved rest to recover and restore and rejuvenate. Awareness back into your breath. Movement in your fingers and your toes. Stretching out if you like. And rolling over onto one side into a fetal position. Like a little tiny baby. Having no idea what they're about to be born into. And just like us now, we don't know what tomorrow's going to look like. So stressing about it and worrying about it and trying to figure it out isn't going to help us. So as difficult as it is trying to find spaces to be okay in the unknown, because even when we don't know that we're in the unknown, we still are. We still don't know. Slowly assisting yourself up into a seated position. Taking one last moment of meditation together with me. Lean back just a tiny bit if you're leaning forward. Lift up through the crown of your head, like back where my ponytail is. Your chin chugs back. Relax your forehead, your brow, and your jaw. If your mind is wandering, just come back to your inhale, to your exhale. Notice how strong your inhale is, how much it affects your brain as you slowly breathe into your nose. Thank you for being a part of this practice today. Bring your hands into a prayer. To your forehead, for the right thoughts, to your mouth, for the right words, to your heart, for the right actions. Thank you for letting me be here for you. As always, it is 100% my pleasure to be here for you. So if you need me in any yoga sort of capacity, please send me an email or let me know what I can do to help you in this time or ever. Thank you guys so much. 3S loves you and we appreciate your support. Namaste.